non-binary pals. I hope that you're doing well. What is up, my guys, gals and non-binary pals? I hope that you're doing well. I hope you're having a good day. And if not, I hope this video is a nice little break for you. I just felt like playing around with some makeup today, and I'm dragging y'all along for the ride. So I wasn't entirely sure what makeup I wanted to do today, and then I just decided I'm just gonna do like a simple, like, bronzy eye look, you know, like the classic. We're still just about in autumn. It feels like it's the right time. So as ever, because I am apparently crazy, I start with my brows, and so for that I'm going to be taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Tinted Brow Gel in Espresso. So my brows are looking nice and fluffy, so now I'm going to take my P. Louise base in Rumour 03 and my Made by Mitchell MF5 brush and just carve out the underside of them. And this is the bit where I have to not breathe for a little second so that I don't... So then, now that I have carved out the underside of the brows, I'm going to take the same base again and the same brush and just prime the rest of my eyelid. So for eyes today, I'm going to be using the Naomi Sade Bronze Lookbook. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. My sister has a middle name that includes Sade, but obviously it's the Nigerian pronunciation that we use. I can only apologise if it's not the correct pronunciation. Please, anyone, feel free to correct me in the comments. So the first shade that I'm going to go in with is going to be Terracotta, and I'm going to use this Morphe Y19 brush to just sort of place that in my crease. So then next I'm going to take the shade Sips Tea on the P. Louise 124 brush and just sort of buff that out a bit, you know? So that has now been blended out, and then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take the first brush I used, and I'm probably not even actually going to add any more product to it. I'm just going to like go over the crease just to bring back a little bit of the depth that we might have. I have ever so slightly darkened the outer corners, and now I am going to take the shade, I think I'm going to go with Quid, possibly a tad of Glow Up, and just put it on the lid. I'm not going to like carve the lid or anything because I don't want it to be like a super defined cut crease thing, just sort of like a soft shimmery half cut crease type of style. And to apply it, I will be taking the very expensive Haute Couture AA3 brush, Alira Diamo third finger. I should be using this one, I know, because it's less strength and therefore less damaging on your eyes, but I didn't think and used my middle one. Excuse me. So now we come to the reason why I always do my eyes first, and it's because no matter how much I try, I can never like shape my eyeshadow. People are like, oh yeah, well you just apply it in this shape. No, it becomes a blob. It will always become a blob. So I do it first, and then I take either a makeup wipe or like a reusable Q-tip with some micellar water, and then you just take it and you just, boom, there's a shape. There is a shape. See? Look, that's a shape. That's a bit of a shape. And now I have shaped eyeshadow instead of a blob. People put tape on their face as well to not have to do this. But also I feel like I do that and then I move my eyebrows so much as well that the tape will come loose, you know? I have very emotive eyebrows when I talk, I think. Getting shape, baby. So yeah, for now, that's where I'm going to leave the eyes. I then like to do my base stuff, and then once I've got like tacky concealer there, I can then do like under shadows and stuff. So speaking of the base, I have a lot of stuff that I'm going to do for the rest of the day. I'm going to be streaming on Twitch, trying to finish off a game called Until Dawn. Link is in bio or in the description if you are interested in coming to watch me. But yeah, as I have quite a lot planned with the rest of my day and evening, I'm going to use a very heavy duty primer. So I'm going to take the J1 Jelly Pack Original. This thing is like fucking glue. It is so tacky. Whatever you put on is staying. It is staying put for, I mean, heck, this could keep stuff on for like probably 24 full hours. Not that I'll be wearing the makeup that long, but like, you needed it to. And you also really don't need a lot of it. Like, that's enough for like that side of the face. It's magic. That's probably too much for that side of the face. As well, I've actually decided that I want to wear quite a full coverage foundation, and I usually find when I wear a more full coverage foundation I look very matte, and one way that I've found to counter that is to actually put like an entire layer on your skin of like a liquid illuminator. So I'm going to be taking the Makeup Revolution Illuminate and Glow in the shade Bronze, and when you put that on and then put on a full coverage foundation, I do find that it sort of gives you more of like that glow from within thing that you often find from medium to light coverage foundation. Speaking of foundation, after I've put on the illuminator, I'm going to take the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear Foundation in the shade 050, which actually is a touch too light for me, so I sort of tried to pair it with a darker illuminator that would hopefully balance it out when you mix them in together. As I've stated before previously, I am in no way a trained makeup person. I just watched some stuff on the internet and kind of liked it and thought it looked okay, so now I do it a bit. Also, yeah, this underlayer illuminator foundation on top thing is wholeheartedly like a 2018 technique thing. I know no one else does it anymore, but fuck it, I'm still gonna. Because it's my channel. I can do what I want. I will maybe look okay at the end. You don't know. Shh. So the foundation is on. I do definitely like the illuminator underneath. I do think it gives like a glow that you can see through this, because otherwise it's very matte. And also that shade is definitely too pale for me. It's like the depths of winter, and even then sometimes it still looks a little bit light. I got it from a Boots that's near me. That I live in a very white area and genuinely I think that was like the darkest shade they had in stock, so they were like, yeah, it looks great, and I was like, can I go outside and look at it in the light? And they were like, no, it looks great. It needs a bit of work a lot of the time. Yeah, it needs a bit of work a lot of the time, let's put it that way. But you know, I've managed, I think, to make it match me mostly, kinda. You know, as ever, the bronzer and the concealer, all that stuff helps. But now we're going to move on to concealer. This is actually one that I haven't tried out before. Beauty Bay recently did a sale where I got some bits. So this is the Kimchi Chic Beauty The Most Concealer in the shade Deep Sand. And I'm very excited to try it. And I could have sworn when it first came out it had like a little puff ball on the end that you pop, like the Maybelline Instant Eye Eraser thing. But now it seems that it's got a lovely little brush thing, which I do know lots of people don't like the brushes or don't like the sponges on the end because they're like, oh, it's not hygienic. But then even most concealers do still have like the dip doe foot applicator, which as well probably isn't the most hygienic. Probably the most hygienic thing is if you essentially have like a little tube like with eye cream that you just squeeze it straight out. But you know. There we go. So we're just going to see what this is like. This looks like a pretty good, it's a bit light for me. As I mentioned before, I do like concealers that pretty much match my skin tone. But considering I had to get this online and I couldn't actually like see it properly, and it's only the photos they've taken and you don't know what lighting it's like, I'm pretty happy with the shade match. So it is a touch lighter than I would usually go for when I've blended it out, but I don't necessarily mind that. I think I can use like one of my more skin tone based setting powders and that'd probably counter it. Also, weirdly enough, as this foundation actually is a touch too light for me, this concealer actually would probably work quite well. Another thing is this is most definitely a full coverage concealer. Like, you would assume so because Kimchi is a drag queen by trade, So, you know, they usually do go for full coverage, but like, you know, some concealers, they're like full coverage and you put it on and you're like, yeah, I guess, you know, there's a bit peeking through. There's nothing. Under eye bags, we don't know them. Never heard of them. I'm really liking this. Oh, this is nice. As soon as my hand's in frame, it makes me go green. Oof, oof. So because I am bad at YouTube and no YouTube baby, I accidentally started bronzing my face before saying that I was going to use the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro palette to onesie contour my face. Sorry. You know, about up here and stuff, you know? Don't go crazy here. Don't do it. That's enough for Leah. No more there. No. 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 Okay, so it was just a little tiny smidge on my nose, and the rest I've tried to keep up here for, like, you know, because they say that if you just put it up here, it gives you more of like an angled face look, whereas if you put it here, it gives you a very round face look, and I'm trying to be classy. It's called fashion, baby. Look it up. So for highlight today, I'm going to be taking the Be Perfect Cosmetics X Mitchell Sub-Zero Highlighting Palette with the Blank Canvas Cosmetics F28 brush. So I'm probably mostly going to be taking the shade OTT. So that is me highlighted mostly. So I think for the first time, maybe in years, I'm probably actually not going to add freckles to this look. The one that I will add is just to re-bring out the little beauty spot that I've got. I just like to, because you know, it gets covered by foundation, you can't really see it. Also, it's that you sort of can see it, but then you can't tell if I've just like spilt something on my face. So if I add it back, it's very clearly that I have a beauty mark, rather than, did you just get smile liner on your cheek? So waterline, tightline and smoking lower lash line is now done. I am going to add a bit of highlighter to my inner corner and brow bone. This brush, I'm pretty sure this brush was from Poundland actually. It's called Makeup Gallery. I'm like 99.9 recurring % certain that this is a Poundland brush, but gets the bloody job done. And again, using the Sub-Zero highlighting palette, I'm also actually going to take a teeny tiny bit of the Helen E Cosmetics number 10 shimmer eye powder, which is just like a really light gold, and just add a touch of it to like the center of my lid to really make it pop and really make it look like I'm like, whoa, blammo, shiny, you know? So I like to set my face before I do my lashes or lips, and so I'm going to take the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray and the Nimya Fan to set that once I've sprayed down my face. So for lashes, I'm going to take the Aroma Beauty Drama Bomb Mascara and the Lavender Boutique Kayla Lashes. There we go. Oh, holographic. And as ever, I'm going to do them off camera or else we'll be sitting here for an hour. Lashes are finally on. I kid you not, that took me about half an hour to get done. But now we're on to lips, the last thing. So I really want to do like a deep burgundy type lip, almost sort of like the shade here, but for some reason this is now looking more like it matches on camera, but in reality I think this one does. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of line my lips using this shade and then do a bit of an ombre to this shade. So these are both the Sleek Matte Me liquid lipsticks, and this is the shade Fired Up, and this is the shade Old Hollywood. As ever, I am bad at doing lips. I'm going to try not to stupidly overline them. We'll see what happens. Fun fact, these were actually the first ever liquid lips I bought. Not these exact ones, that would be like 5 years old now and pretty grim. But these lipsticks and in these shades were like the first liquid lipsticks I ever owned. Gone wildly overlined on this side. Oh no. Time to even it out. So here we have the finished makeup look. Just, you know, a nice simple bronzy eye, a red lip, simple, classic. But yeah, this was just a nice fun little video for me to chat while doing some makeup. I hope it was okay and you guys enjoyed it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever it may be. If you would like to know all of the details of the makeup and see closer looks of it, my Instagrams will be in the description down below. But yeah, I hope you have a wonderful amount of time until I next see you.